There we go. We are live. Okay. All right. Prepare yourself, guys. Chris with T3 Medias, and I am here with Laurice, and we are about to do the Emergence episode 5 after show. We're going to recap this episode entitled, I just had the title a second ago and I just lost it. Was it R?
Was it the license plate?
RDZ9021.
They always put 90210. Yeah. That would be really funny if that was
exactly. It's like that hidden.
Like, wait a second there.
You didn't see that. You didn't see that tie-in coming.
Yeah, a whole new world. Well, we'll get to all that.
But I'm glad we're doing this. Is the first time we've collaborated and we've been planning this all out for the week, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah, it was a good episode. You know, sometimes there's so much happening, it's kind of hard to keep up and process. And I got a little bit, at some point I rewound because I DVR as I go. I had to rewind a little bit during the commercial break. Yeah. I didn't know what was going on. I think we'll eventually get to it. We're going to start from the beginning, right?
Exactly. I know it was funny because we both did the exact same thing. We both had our notes. We did our homework. I was like, wait. I was just like, wait, what just happened? I got to write this down. And the Facebook group is went crazy, and this will also be recorded on the Facebook group, the Emergence Fan ABC Facebook group, the official unofficial group for all these.
Yeah, it's facebook.com/group/Emergence ABC.
Thank you, because I was about to look it up, and so
there you go.
If you have not already become a Facebook follower of that group, go out there and check it out.
Join us.
You can go nuts and just share and join and share your thoughts on it, because it is crazy and wild, and we're about to get into it a little bit right now. So right off the top, Laurice, what do you want to get into right from the beginning?
Well, right from the beginning, it picked up where the episode ended last week. I really like when they do that, because there's no like, oh, well, we're not going to talk about this and then go on to something else. So I really like that it's kind of being played out like as a long movie. Right. I like that's something I really like about the series.
Arc going on.
Right. They just keep going. So it just because at the end of the last episode was a cliffhanger. Mm-hmm. And sometimes shows, when they do that cliffhanger thing, they like don't explain it and then completely start like 6 months later. You're like, wait, what just happened?
A time jump that we have to go back to. Yeah.
Yeah. But so Benny was in the accident, and there's a hitman that comes out. And he's about to shoot him, but some random dude that saw the accident is like, "Hey, who are you?" The guy goes running off.
Was the random dude? Was that the other guy that was hit in the accident? Because I think he was in a truck, right? Or
was there another car involved? Okay, yeah, that was the one. The car that they ran into, maybe.
Right.
Or like,
I think so. And we were laughing before the show. We started saying like this was a sloppy hit.
It was. The guy's got his gun like right out there. And I don't even think he had a silencer on it or anything. He just like takes off. He's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "Oh," and he runs away. Like he's about to shoot Benny.
Most hitmen aren't thinking about the finesse. They're just trying to get the job done, which he didn't, by the way.
Yeah, no. And he did a sloppy job later on too. He's like, "Oh, I'm looking for Wi-Fi out in the woods."
Let that be a lesson to all you hitmen out there. Laurice is really checking your workmanship.
They in general, it seems like Kindred's guys are very sloppy, and they keep finding them, and it never ends well for them. So I have a feeling this guy is going to be, his days are numbered.
Yeah,
especially since he's not doing it very good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's not easy running a whole empire. But Benny and April, they were attacked. And I believe in last week's episode, when the shots were fired, it just looked like the bullets were going between them at first, but then it turns out Benny was hit in the shoulder, or above in the chest or the shoulder, and April did not. I don't know if she was shot or if it was the impact.
Yeah, it didn't show. It didn't. Benny he went to Joe's house and he ran to Joe's house shot, and he didn't. We didn't know until he confirmed it.
Until he walked off.
April's dead.
I don't know if he even checked if April was alive. It's just, well, I'm just getting out of here.
She's like, "I'm leaving. The guy's about to kill me." And he ran away. The other guy in the accident's like, "Hey, wait, don't leave." He's like,
exactly. Could you imagine if April would have just opened her eyes like, "You're really?"
I guess he didn't have time to explain the whole, listen, there's this whole thing going on. There's a robot kid and there was plane crash.
I gotta get to Joe now.
I was like, I don't have time to talk to you about this.
Could you imagine? I mean, I guess, maybe he nudged her shoulder a little bit. Oh, well, I tried and just, got out of there. I mean, the guy did have a gun, so we didn't know what was going to happen. But that was sad. I was sad to see her go so fast. And it makes me think of other characters, but I'll get into that later. What else happened immediately after that? Or what's the next talking point that you have written down?
Oh, when they go to the house, they're seeing the house. And
yes.
That's when Ed says he has a new job. He's going to have to disappear for certain amounts of time. We find out later this was a little fib. No job.
Exactly. Yeah, I love what Ed said to him, to Benny after he was, patched up and everything about it. Yeah, it's funny how your first thought was to come straight to a house where kids are here. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, really, dude, really? Yeah. There's no payphones out there. You can make a call.
Well, we know that Benny has wanted to talk to Piper for a while. So, of course, I don't think he thought twice about that. Although I do trust him. I think he's a good guy. I don't think he's keeping any more secrets, but I might be wrong.
He seems to be, I like the fact that he tried. He said, you know what? I put too many people in danger.
Yeah,
go my separate way.
Well, he felt responsible for April.
I feel like he's trying to do right. So I don't think there's any ill will or anything from there. Is there going to be a twist? That's the question. Do you think there's going to be a twist with Benny's motives?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Your mind right now.
That would make me really mad if Benny turned out to be a bad guy. Right. I think I'd be upset. He's too likable. That would be really disappointing.
He didn't check a pulse for April.
He's kind of like the guy that you love to hate in the beginning, but then he kind of grows on you, Yeah,
this Grinch really had a heart of gold the whole time. Oh, no, I don't know. I don't trust him. Something about him. I don't know. I feel like he should have an accent or something like that. He should be he's the one that should have the mustache and be twirling it or something. I don't know. Maybe
he has an accent. He's from Wales.
Is he? Yeah, he does have an accent.
No, Wales. It's a little accent. It's not
I love that question.
It's not very strong.
Are there whales in Wales? Was he even telling the truth about that? I guess he is. I guess there are whales in Wales. But
yeah,
we got
Whale just have to see about that. Whales.
Well, we got another arm glow from Piper. What do you think? Was that that message being sent for this mystery door? What was this? Wasn't this the first time this door came into play?
Yeah, that was a little bit confusing because you open this door and there's this whole other dimension.
Right.
And there's
until the very end. I like that they dragged it out.
And it kept reoccurring, and each time she would go through and then she would come back. It was like she completely went into this other.
So she was going through that door each and every time and probably having a long conversation.
Well, I don't know if she was going through and not until they actually showed her having these conversations, but the first 2 times she opened the door and just walked through this tunnel with the steps.
And then woke up somewhere else. But remember what she said after the third time. Why is it that I can't remember after, when I wake up? And he's like, well, this is our little secret. So they probably had 2 other
conversations. It's possible. It's possible.
I'm thinking maybe so. Who knows? He could be planting seeds.
Just how did he get in her head?
Well, he did warn her. He said, now the game has changed. What was it that he said? We're in a whole new world now.
Right.
So to be nice. I tried. Mark Zuckerberg over there trying to be nice.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try. I said I wasn't going to hack into your account.
I'm in the chamber in your head now.
Exactly.
I've now gone into your head chamber.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about this plate. So Joe says she ran the plate in the car and they were able to track. They're actually able to track and tie this guy. Finally, they tie the hitman or supposed hitman back to Kindred.
Thought they finally had hardcore evidence.
Finally had evidence and they bring him in. They're so happy. Her and Chris are in the car. They're making jokes.
It's like, oh no, I forgot. We're dealing with a billionaire who has unlimited power.
Yeah, well, I guess this lawyer came in a helicopter, so he's already there at the police station. And then
already ready with the bail money.
The DA is there too.
And that's which
so
is never
this guy's got friends. Yeah.
I guess I wonder how that feels as a police officer, police chief. You think you got it all tied up, and then the district attorney's in your office like this.
Yeah.
I need to talk to you. Never
this guy, yeah, this guy has connections everywhere, and it's almost, I don't know, it's very X-Files-ish. Reminds me of the smoking man kind of. Yeah, the smoking guy. I was thinking that. He just kind of shows up, and you're like, how much power does this person have? Because I'm now in the government office. And
you mean his lawyer? Do you think the lawyer will be the new smoking guy or something? Like this guy's gonna always be there with the bail money, always there to tip.
No, I was thinking Kindred's kind of like that guy, and he's got his own thing going, and he basically can't be reached. It's like this whole.
Do you think his character might be based on like is it Bezos, the guy who owns Amazon?
Maybe. Possibly. Or maybe similar, like someone like that.
It's just his look, the bald head and everything, the fact that he's like
like a little Lex Luthor thing going on there.
Exactly. He does have a Lex thing going on. I feel like he does have one of those long rectangular tables, and he sits at the end of it, and the first thing he says is, "I want today's agenda: how to destroy Superman." I'm pretty clear of it.
Or Dr. Evil.
Exactly. Laser. When are we gonna get that big table in here? But
he's so creepy too. He's in the back of the cop car, and he's always been extremely threatening from the very beginning. He's in the back. They're all making jokes, and he's just like, "I'm going to destroy the world."
Oh yeah.
The end is
keep laughing. keep laughing. I'm pretty sure that once my evil scheme is revealed, that you won't be laughing. And he was a man of his word. I mean, first he came after the ex-husband with the job.
Yep.
Here's the theory. I posted this in the Facebook group. And again, guys, if you haven't become a member of that group, please, join. And by the way, hit the like and subscribe button after you see this video. And I'm sorry to even say this, but I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like one of the things that Kindred is going to do to further threaten Joe is reveal like maybe his company has a cure for cancer or something like that. Mm-hmm. With all his money and resources, he probably would have the medical means and technology to help. And I feel like the choice is going to be given to Joe. Your father can live, or your father could die right now, or you can give me Piper immediately. It's your choice.
Wow.
I feel like that choice is coming.
Well, it's possible. I think, yeah. I think they do have something with the timing of it all. They might have something to do with his health. I'm suspicious. That might be a little bit far off, but I feel like they might have something to do with that because we've seen what they were able to do, what they're capable of doing in the hospital by just hacking into this guy's morphine and
vanishing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there. I mean, if we have the ability to create a being or a robot or android, wherever she turns out to be, that can defy gravity and things like that. I mean, curing certain diseases and keeping that knowledge for yourself is probably within his reach.
Right. And that's what they discovered pretty early on. They discovered that it was, well, I think it was maybe in the last episode. I can't remember if it was episode 3 or episode 4. Mm-hmm. They basically discovered that these were for medical research. They created these.
Exactly. So who's to say that they've not already solved that conundrum for the cure for cancer?
Well, in his mind, I'm sure he thinks that he's doing good. What he's doing is for the overall good, the big picture thing. The problem is with that whole thing, you have all this bad corruption that happens underneath of it.
Yeah. I'm sure. I mean, even Senator Palpatine believed he was doing good.
Yeah, bad guys don't think they're bad. They don't think they're bad. They think
those are the best villains. The best villains in any story are the ones who feel like they are not the bad guy. The ones that know in their heart that they're doing what needs to be done.
It has to be done.
Always the best. So Yeah, I like him as a villain so far, but I'm telling you.
So I mean, he's very antagonizing. So we haven't seen him be like, I'm doing this for the good yet.
Yeah.
We've seen him be very antagonizing.
They always give you that choice, though. I feel like one of those choices is coming. Give me Piper, and you can get this. All this can be yours if the price is right. I just feel like it's coming. Oh, what happened? I already said the whole new world. And we already mentioned Alex getting laid off by the company that's owned by Kindred.
Alex got laid off. Alex and Benny finally meet because Benny is like bleeding on their couch, and that was intense.
I like that instant jealousy look that was on his face.
Yeah.
Who are you? Why are you wearing that t-shirt?
What is this guy? What? He bled on the couch, and the kids were really cute too. They were like giving him the 3rd degree.
Like, Dad, guess you spent the night last night.
Who are you?
Oh,
that was cute.
Why is he eating my breakfast? That was classic. So I feel like if there is, because the first 3 episodes, I feel like there was going to be these two, they're going to get back together. They're still in love with each other.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they got divorced. I guess that's going to be revealed later too. But now I'm sensing a triangle. I'm sensing a little bit of a triangle.
Yeah, she has 2 potential love interests, Benny and.
All right, Joe. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Someone could be getting in the middle of it all. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. Speaking of budding romances, I am convinced, because that's just my jam, that Officer Chris and Emily are gonna become a couple.
Really?
Makes it. I just feel like she likes him. I feel like they're pulling this opposites attract thing. Look how she.
They were playing Sudoku. I mean, that's a good start.
Look how she acted when the replacement came over with his puzzle box.
Oh yeah, the other guy.
The other guy shows up and Emily's like, whoa, wait, where are you going? Oh, hey, I thought we were maybe out.
Yeah, I'll ship it. I'll ship those 2.
I can see it. I mean, come on. I mean, it's got to happen. But I always think everybody wants everybody and everything. I love. I mean, come on.
Well, I'll get on board with that ship, and I'll get on board with either ship if Joe wants to get together with either Alex or Benny. I'm fine with that. So you're not
rooting for one over the other?
No, I like them both. I actually I know some people don't like Benny, but
you just want to see a fight.
Yeah.
Who really loves me? Let's find out.
Yeah, I don't know, but like April is I'm not April. Emily. Well, no, April was really smart because she put the GPS on her laptop. And then Emily, I still don't understand. She seems to not know as much as she thinks she knows, because she basically gave up her location by creating that
modem. Yeah, because she was bored. She was the main one warning in the previous episodes, warning on how dangerous Kindred and these people are.
Yeah.
And then she does something as crazy as trying to,
Well, I think she feels like she could run off and find a safer place for herself. But I don't know if she'd be willing to give up Wi-Fi, and they'd probably find her really quickly.
Exactly.
So want to give her Wi-Fi up. But
maybe, once Officer Chris, and her fall in love,
maybe she'll stick around.
Well, she's still listed as a guest, so
yeah, that's true.
She's not a part of the main roster. And okay, what else? What else did you have on your notes?
Well, the Piper and her ability to basically be psychic, her psychic abilities, because we suspected all along. We expected all along.
I've said it from day one. She's a Jedi. Piper is a modern Jedi. Why are people?
Yes. Well, yes, she does all Jedi mind tricks with the key card and everything. No, but she can tell that Ed is ill.
Right.
And she knows his secret. And when he comes outside to sit down with her, she said, or at some point when it's
like I can see it, but not with my eyes.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's exactly. I wrote that down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, then you're.
So she can sense it.
Telekinetic, or was it psychic? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she can either she can see it and she can sense it through your your moods. Maybe it's another sense or something like that. I don't know how they're going to explain it. I don't know if they're going to just straight go psychic, but she's obviously telekinetic. I mean, she can move things with what she do to the washing machine, right?
She moved the washing machine. She moved this truck. She made that SUV basically flip over when she was in the car with the two people that took her away.
Right. So I'm trying to figure out the point of this, of the point of Piper. Okay, so if it was for medical purposes, why does she have these powers? I feel like that's a lie. I feel like that medical thing is a lie or whatever. Because wasn't it Emily who said it, or was it Kindred who said that?
They said it at the hospital. It was maybe, I think Joe had said it to Abby at some point, saying that she was a test subject.
Okay.
Yeah, or maybe she heard that. Maybe she heard that from Emily.
But if Piper was created to help people with medical issues, and why give her these powers? I mean, is it a side effect?
Right.
Or is it a huge lie and Piper's just a weapon?
She's it's like a super soldier, a weapon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't give a cure or like it's it could be wrong. I mean Big Hero 6. I mean, he could fly and shoot fists at people, but he was a healthcare unit, right? Maybe she's both. She probably has the ability to fight and on the battlefield heal. So
maybe I see your point, though. I don't see the point of giving her these extra powers.
Yeah, putting a first aid kit on the side of an AK-40. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense. And it would make sense for her to be able to tell if people are lying or telling the truth. If people, because that way you could actually sense danger, and it's actually it's like a sixth sense to give somebody.
She can be a good interrogator.
Yeah, right. The psychics thing makes more sense in a medical situation, but I don't know about
Well, it would make a lot of sense in war as well, because she would be able to anticipate any attack.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Interrogation, like you said.
In interrogation, I don't know what I get.
The weapon, I see. A Terminator.
Oh my goodness, could you imagine? And at the end, the defying gravity thing again. Once again, we see what she can do. Like at first, it was the car that had the I guess a field around it, and everything that's inside that car was floating. Now, in the SUV, and now
the floating debris. Yeah,
and then
the washing machine.
And then the washing machine. So she has not only the psychic ability, but she seems to have the ability to, even when she's not in the room, she can affect like gravity.
Yeah.
And things like that. I don't see a medical, like we said earlier, I don't see a medical bot or whatever, I guess she turns out to be, having these abilities. So Kindred wants her for some real majorly upsetting and scary purpose that it just has not been revealed yet. And that's just where I'm at.
It's possible. I think he might be up to something a little bit more sinister than medical research.
Before we go to my next major question, any more notes from the show?
Well, we did see one other thing. We saw that Mia witnessed what happened with Piper in the car when all that happened and Grandpa passes out. She's a smart girl. She pulled the emergency brake. I probably wouldn't even have thought to do that. So I thought that was smart. And then the truck, she knows that what happened wasn't natural.
Exactly. And she asked that question.
She asked, "Your superpowers?"
Like, what's up with the superpowers? It's like, and not even in a "I'm really afraid of you" way. It feels like this question is going to be answered in the first minute of the next episode, and she's gonna say, "Yeah, I guys," and then Mia's probably gonna say, "Cool," or something. Yeah, right.
Like, wow.
They're gonna hug because you saved my life, right? So I feel like that's probably what's gonna happen, because being that the children, Mia and she seems like she could see the worst or the best and not really be afraid because she trusts Piper.
Yeah. Well, I think the last episode really was playing with the audience a little bit and kind of misleading us to think that Piper was maybe not good. Like, she was a little more sinister, didn't have the best intentions, but she saved their lives.
Right.
Essentially, she saved them from getting hit by a truck. So
at the end of so at the end
cares.
of the day, she at her core, she seems to only want to do good.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm afraid of those little secret sessions that she's having with Kindred, because for all we know, he could be reprogramming her.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Who knows what he's doing with these putting on. I feel like whatever happened when she caused that hole to happen, when she created a hole in the house that we saw in the video. One, it's possible that video was fake. Another thing, we don't know what led into that. We don't know how they were treating her. So someone had said, "Oh, we need to hit the reset button," and all this other stuff. And I guess her fake parents had said, hit the reset button, and then there's like a hole. And next thing you know, everything around her explodes. But
it could be a whole other Piper.
Yeah, right. There could be multiple Pipers.
I have a lot of wild theories. I'm telling you,
there could be clones. Well, there's a lot of unanswered questions, like where are the rest of the people or occupants of the town? Was it a whole town of robots that was living there? It seems to have been evacuated really quick where their little base of operations. So,
right. The neighborhood that they were operating out of.
Yeah, that creepy little abandoned neighborhood. It's weird. So what the heck is going on inside Piper's head with Kindred? We don't know.
What else?
How he has access to her brain, we don't know.
And what's going on with what's going on with Kindred and Piper in the upside down, I guess, that's happening there. Chris and Emily, I'm still thinking that's definitely gonna happen. Alex and Benny, will they do this?
They'll fight. They'll do a thumb wrestle
for Joe's love, and I'm sure she's gonna. I'm sure I can tell Joe is probably gonna maybe subconsciously like it, but she's gonna slap both of them. Guys, stop being ridiculous.
Like, shut up. Just shut up.
That's not how this works. Okay.
Yeah.
It's 2019.
Yeah, right. She's like, shut up. But also, there was another thing that I was a little bit confused about. And that's when I actually had to rewind. They were looking at when they got to the hitman's place, they got their warrant and they went in and they found this list. And I guess they had April's address on there and one other address, but he wasn't sure what the other address was. And it was a gentleman that was deceased. They said they had tied like the name of a gentleman that had passed away. And like that whole I have to go back and rewatch that.
That was after they already got the warrant to go into that room, right?
Yeah, they went in his apartment, they searched his apartment, and they found his journal or something, some type of notes, and he had April's address, and then the address, there was two recognizable addresses, but the one gentleman they said was dead. Like it was a guy that was already dead.
A
guy that was supposed to be dead.
Okay. Well, I thought when I saw that, I thought that was because he was assuming, and that was the identity. Maybe he
stole his identity. Then
maybe I was thinking maybe that or something like that, or maybe that was one of the first people he took out.
He stole the dead guy's. He took the guy out and then stole his identity. Maybe
I love the fact that Kindred's company already hacked into the system to fake that car stolen thing. Easily covered the tracks of that license plate.
Yeah.
Of the car. Oh, well, let's just enter that we reported it stolen a week ago. Very
yeah.
And the DA was like, "Well, see, there's still no evidence there. But your officer just told you that was not there before. So
yeah,
the DA still can't. That's hearsay, I guess.
He's connected to everything.
But if that's why I say he's Bezos. He's the dude from Amazon. I feel like he's a mix between Jeff Bezos, Lex Luthor, like you said, and Zuckerberg. That's probably how powerful this guy.
Hey Zuckerberg, we know you're watching.
Exactly. I hope you enjoyed the show. So I wanted to read a few of the comments that were coming down the pipeline from the on the group.
Sure.
If you don't mind, because some of them were very interesting. So let's see. I hope they can do something for Ed. That was a sad moment. That was you. I just read one of your comments. That was you. So you still don't like my theory about that choice about giving Ed a cure. You don't like that, right?
No, I want Ed to be cured, but I don't know if it could happen. I think that he might have. It's very possible.
I think Kendrick's going to be the one to give that cure or offer that cure. Judy Meadows from the group, from the Facebook group, writes, I hope she gets enough evidence to put Kindred away for good. I don't think it's likely.
They're basically cleaning up. He has such a good cleanup crew. I mean, they're sloppy, yeah, but they're a good crew. So whatever
bad hitmen, great cleaners.
Yeah, whatever sloppiness. Although the hitman got away, and Benny went after him like a real trooper. But yeah, that was a good try. We'll give you an E for effort, Benny. But at least you got the keys.
And
sorry, I went onto Facebook, so now I'm getting ding dings.
Oh, no problem.
That's making noise.
That's what I was doing now, trying to read. Amanda Fredrickson says, I love all of this. Blue is going to be something special. Keep an eye on that. Was that not the first time? That's not the first time the color blue was mentioned. That was the first time I noticed it when he talked about that painting. But Amanda is thinking that the color blue it means something.
The color blue.
When you're watching, write in and let me know if you guys have any comments about that. But what do you think?
Yeah, I'm only just thinking about. I didn't notice that before.
I guess there has to be.
That's a good catch.
I mean, yeah, that is a good catch, Amanda, because I didn't think about it until I just read it at that moment. How many times was the color blue? Well, the color blue is what comes up in her arm. I believe that thing.
Oh, yeah, with a little patterns come up.
Yeah, so maybe the color does mean something and have a deeper meaning. Lisa Owen Brockman, there was so much in this episode that I cannot even function.
Rewatching on DVR. See, a lot of people have to go back because, like I said, it's so much information they're throwing at us, and it's great, but sometimes it's hard to keep up with it. I almost feel like they might be going a little bit too fast. Although I love that this show is fast paced. There's never any downtime,
right? And
everything is done with an intention. So there's like no filler in this show. So that's a positive. At the same time, it's kind of hard to process because everything is coming at you so fast,
so hard and heavy. Exactly.
Yeah, it's very.
You have to rewind because you missed this and you missed that the painting conversation because you were so impacted by what happened with that truck.
Right. So I think you have to go back and look for clues. Maybe it's kind of cool to have that.
I wonder if that helps with the ratings. The fact, so I brought because that keeps coming up a lot. Watching it live versus DVRing, and everybody's talking about the ratings and getting the numbers up.
Yeah,
and the DVR numbers count, right? Catching it afterwards, it's a separate count, but it still counts towards the overall viewer rating. I would assume. Am I wrong about that? Or you know anything?
Yeah, I think it counts. I don't know how much it hurts or helps. I'm assuming it helps. Obviously, if people are watching a DVR, that means that they're watching it. They're watching the show. I don't know if that hurts the advertising because people, when they watch DVR, they tend to fast forward the advertising, which means the advertisers might not like it as much because their ads aren't getting seen because they're not watching it live.
Most streaming services have found a way around that because back in the day when the DVRs were first invented, you would just record like you had a VCR, like it's an old school recording. Yeah. Now now everything is on demand. So their advertisements are forced. Even if you record it, they still have everything will still stop and force you for 60 seconds to watch that Tide commercial that you've seen 1,000 times. So so the sponsors are still getting in there.
On demand. If you pull it up on demand, you have to watch it. If you have it on DVR, you can fast forward, but you usually get the tag end of a commercial.
Right.
And
I guess it all depends on who's providing your DVR services. If it's
well, at least from mine.
Or you have an outside DVR thing.
Yeah, mine is I think Optimum, and
you can fast forward through.
Yeah, I can fast forward with my DVR. I cannot
that's
on demand though.
DVR. That's a true recording, then. That's not a on demand thing. Then.
Right? Okay. Yeah, no, it's not on demand. It's just a DVR. If you set something to DVR, however, usually you have to watch the tag end of the commercial, or else you end up missing the beginning of where the episode picks up. And usually you get the beginning of the next commercial before. So you do have to see a little bit, but I don't know. I really don't know enough about the ratings. I do know that it would help if we could get the show trending, and I don't see it trending. I wish it was.
As much as I love the show and everything, I always see the numbers. I look up like last week and the week before. At 5 million viewers? It didn't. But what was it? The demographic between 18 to 49, it did not change between week 3 and week 4, but the overall still dipped. From the debut had the highest ratings, and it's on a downward trend. I think it's finding a floor. I think it's finding a new audience, and it's finding a floor. The question is the floor where it's at right now sustainable enough or justified enough to make the producers go, okay, the money that we're putting in each episode versus the number of viewers that we're getting, which attracts a certain amount of advertisers, does it keep us in profit territory? Because whether we love it or not, and you mentioned, because I think you talked about another TV show that was 100% rated, but still.
Oh yeah, Hannibal.
Hannibal. Exactly. Had 100% rating, but it was still canceled because not enough people were watching.
Oh, people were so mad. Yeah, that's a shame. That was a crime that they canceled that. It went for 3 seasons, and each season it was on the chopping block. But it was NBC, and sometimes these major networks, these more I would say edgier shows, like supernatural shows, anything that's horror based or sci-fi. I don't think, with the exception of the CW, because CW are like is a little different.
I was about to mention. That's a network that they have a different litmus score, the scale, whatever, their bar is set lower. So they can. CW is one of those channels that they can afford having Supergirl, Supernatural, whatever the show is, have 2 million viewers. But ABC has higher standards, and they put more money into a certain show. So 2 million viewers a week is death to whatever show, because that's the way it is. CW, it's gold. That's why a show can have like 27 seasons over there and rarely get canceled. But
Supernatural, it's cheap in Vancouver, cheaper up there.
Exactly. So people I can see a lot of people in the group, especially in the Facebook group, they're upset because they think just because it has a high rating means that it's a show that's worthy to be renewed or to survive. But those are two different challenges. If the critic rating or the viewer rating of enjoyability of the show is about, it's like a survey of however many people that they surveyed, and out of that many people, you got an answer. Did you like the show or did you not? Do you not like the show? And that's the number that you're getting. But the rating system of how many people are actually watching is a whole different thing. Because if you can survey 100 people, but if only 100 people are watching, the show is going to get canceled.
If you don't have the viewers, you don't have the advertisers, so there's really no choice. They have to
nervous producers who are yelling at directors, and and show writers are crying in the corner because they're writing a great show or something. I feel bad because these show writers and whatnot, these guys behind the scenes, they are doing such a good job.
Yeah, they are. I think with ABC, they're trying to do. I feel like they've tried several times with shows like this, and each time they cancel it, and it makes me mad because I feel like they're trying to get that lightning in a bottle like they did with Lost. Right. But we don't consume media the same way we did back when Lost was on. Now we have all these streaming platforms where we can watch these types of shows all at once, and there's less like stand around the water cooler what happened last night on this show, because so many people watch on DVR or on demand. It's like stand around the water cooler. Well, you're going to spoil it for me. No spoilers. You can't talk about it around the water cooler because people are going to be like, oh, I didn't watch it yet. Don't tell me, because they all DVR'd it, or they're going to watch it on demand, or they're waiting for it to be on Hulu the next day. So I don't think they're ever going to quite get back to that.
people nowadays are used to catching up to it later.
Right. Or saying, let it build up in the, in the queue up a few episodes. So you can just take your Saturday and watch like 3 at once. So yeah, they're watching it, but we're not going to pull what we were about 10 years ago.
That could, and I'm wondering if this is the type of show, if the producers are going to say, and I hope this is the case. I hope they say, because of that, because I didn't think of that until you just said it.
It's true.
And let's see what happens when we get to the mid-season. And if it turns out that people are coming back and binging episodes 1 through 6 or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That might show a whole different number. And that might be what happens. And
it's true. And like, even like the streaming networks that are doing a week to week, like Hulu, they started their season 2 of Castle Rock because they know people binge. They drop 3 episodes. Right. They're like, here's 3. That way you're not watching 1 episode and being like, I gotta wait a week. It's frustrating because now we've kind of become accustomed.
Seeing it all up front,
Right. We've become and streaming networks has a different system of how they decide whether or not their shows get canceled, because they're not really relying on advertisers.
They already have the subscribe. Their algorithms are based on this show bring in new subscribers.
New subscription, exactly. Just like cable, just like HBO and Showtime and all of the premium networks. It's the same type of thing. So it's a different
beast.
It's a different beast, which is why these shows are generally better on either cable or on
because the money's already there.
Yeah, it's there. They're like, this is our show. This is what we're known for. Although Netflix is starting to can stuff too. They're starting to cancel.
Now that they were prepared for everybody to steal their idea of doing these streaming services, but I guess they weren't prepared on how fast. Just like Disney Plus. I mean, when Hulu came out, it was like, nah, it's okay. When Amazon came out, that's fine. But when Disney announced Disney Plus, that was the first major threat.
Yeah.
To Netflix.
Yeah, Disney iTunes has something I just this week started. Now Facebook has Facebook Watch. There's a couple of
but Facebook Watch is free though.
It's free. It's free.
So does that even matter in the game of competition? It's free.
I don't know. But it's media that people might be watching where they're not watching a network show or some other streaming show. It's kind of cool. I looked at the production value. I watched only 1 episode of The Birch, and I thought it was really good. And I said, okay, they're putting some money into the shows that they're producing. And then, Disney Plus is starting. CBS has their own streaming platform now.
Right.
That's just there's shows. AMC has something now.
The movie theaters. Yeah, I'm a member.
No, I mean that AMC channel. You pay like $5 a month. Yeah, I did that over the summer because I was binging Nosferatu. You can pay like $5 a month and get all their content for AMC. So I did that. So because you could watch week to week for Nosferatu, or you could watch it all at once if you paid. So I was like, oh, I gotta binge this. So I paid for it. But yeah. So there's all these networks are doing their own thing, and like, oh, it's only $5. These things add up after a while.
But you see it in the Facebook group a lot. At least I see the comments where people are saying, "I'm going to catch up to all the episodes,
right,
and things like that." I'm wondering if this is what I'm hopeful for. If by the mid-season, even if they haven't announced whether or not that they're going to extend it. Wait, before I go there. Have they only greenlit a certain number of episodes, and they're waiting to give a green light to like a full 22 episodes this season, or
yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm not quite sure if they have 13 episodes already planned and they've already ordered those full, or if they could chop those. That would suck.
A 13 episode, one of those half season kind of shows, because since things have been so saturated with streaming services and whatnot, even network TV now has gone to these only 13 episodes per season kind of shows now to save money and save and save time, I guess, and get it all put on the network. But I thought maybe Emergence was going to be one of those shows, like a 10 to 13 episode kind of a season. And I would be okay with that. I would also be okay with 22 episodes.
Well, I like them better because, like I said, those you have less filler And I don't think this is a show where you have these filler episodes.
Oh, I hate those filler episodes. Why? Yeah, come and watch an episode where Piper and Joe go camping, and then the
try
one
to catch a butterfly.
Yeah, exactly. We see
they have a heart-to-heart talk,
and it answers the secrets of the universe.
Yeah,
and then it had nothing to do with anything for the rest of the season.
Spend the whole episode trying to catch a butterfly.
That's and guys, you gotta worry. You gotta be careful what you wish for. Now, if the ratings if the ratings were through the roof, the way we know that the show deserves, those are the episodes we would be getting. We would be getting a bunch of those butterfly in the wind episodes that mean nothing. So I want my cake and eat it too. I want this show to have high ratings, but I want them to still be focused the way they are now. It's
very focused. It's very fast paced. Mm-hmm. Everything's done with an intention. There isn't anything that they haven't hit on that I don't feel they have no intentions of explaining, which that can be very frustrating with these types of shows when you don't know what's going on and you try and figure things out and then it ends and they don't tell you. But it's even more frustrating when it ends like halfway through the season and they don't get the chance to tell you what they had planned. And I can't think of anything more frustrating than having it canceled and pulled when they were planning on doing another season. Happened last season with another show I was watching, the vampire show from Fox. I forgot what it was. Oh, The Passage. Yeah, I was like, wow, they set it up for a whole other season.
That's right. They canceled that one right away. I was getting into that. I was doing after shows on that one as well. And then I just noticed today that one of the actresses from that show is now on another show, and that confirms it that show's not coming back.
Yeah, they canceled it, and I don't know. Like I said, these more horror-based supernatural shows, it's hard, and they cost a lot of money to produce.
They cost a lot of money. Disney was in the middle of buying Fox, so Fox was still it was an area where you kind of didn't want to be, or at least you wanted to debut after the dust settled. So now that Fox has been bought out, so now these shows that are coming out this season, they now know that they have a home. But Disney was chopping things up. Like Passage did not fit what Disney wanted for the future. So it's like, you're gone. But Emergence does fit. I mean, with the way it's I always compare it to Star Wars. It feels very Star Wars-ish to me.
Yeah.
So it fits within the wheelhouse.
It's great. It's actually a show, I think, that can appeal to all ages. Yeah. It's a show you can watch with your family. It's kind of a family show. It's not too graphic. There's a couple of moments like the melting bodies in the morgue. That was pretty gross. But it has the kids. There's a family element to it that is, a family show. I think if you get past, my kids are watching it these days, so it's not if they're going to the movie.
But a show like this, where you see the demographic between Mia and Piper, it just go all. It's an all.
And some of the kids, some of the people on Twitter that are fans of the show, I think, are young teens that are like kind of into it. So. And they can sit down and watch it with their grandma, and there's not going to be something inappropriate happening on it, other than a little bit of violence.
You have to worry too much about, and you can, like you said, you can watch it with grandma, you can watch it with kids, and
so I see where at Disney it would fit in perfectly. It fits
perfectly. I'm one now, and my final thing is just as far as the ratings thing and whether or not it will or will not survive. I think you've given me a new thought, a new hope. Is that I feel like, and I hope that ABC is just going to let it get to this mid-season mark. Yeah. They're going to wait to see the numbers and
see the numbers.
And I feel like people are going to binge watch it. And that last week or the week before the last week, it's going to be a huge surge because people are going to be binging episodes 1 through that point. Because this is one of those shows that you can binge very easily. And all that. Okay, it's Saturday. I said I was going to catch up to this show. Today's my day. And then boom, the ratings.
Because they're picking up every episode like where they ended the last one, and they're giving us good cliffhangers, and they're leading right off from there.
So if you guys have not watched this show yet, go ahead and check it out. If you're planning on binge watching episodes 1 to wherever point you get to, please send an email to Disney and let them know that that's what you're doing, because you're making us nervous. about whether or not the show's
all
going to
those
get renewed.
Hulu, those cord cutters that are watching it all on Hulu.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I think because the demographic, I think when we talked about the demographic is watching it on Hulu, the demographic is younger. It's the demographic that they want. But they're consuming it differently. It's not the CBS guys that are going to just stay up. Oh, my show comes on at 10 and I'm going to sit down and watch it. You know,
they take it for granted. My show comes on at 10. I'll catch it next month.
Exactly.
That's weird.
And even on the fan, like our fan group, we close up all of the threads. We don't let people comment outside of the main show thread because we know people for 24 hours are not going to watch it and they don't want to come on to the fan group and accidentally see a spoiler.
Yeah.
And we have all the different time zones in addition to that.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Hopefully we can keep the show going. The fans, the audience, more people learn about it.
The actions that I'm seeing all over, like watch it twice.
Watch it twice.
I don't even know if that counts.
I don't think it counts if you watch
the same DVR, guys. I don't know.
I don't know if that's gonna.
Episode 3 8 times this week, guys. I don't know.
People are like, tell your friends, like I'm tweeting about it a lot. I did a live tweet. We're posting videos about it.
Right.
We're telling people it's a good show. I don't know. I really hope that more people catch on to it because
I do too because I do feel like it's on a chopping block and because all these other shows have already been announced extending the season or
I know
or season 2 and Emergence is not on that list yet. It's not canceled.
Yeah,
it's just it's in limbo right now.
In limbo. Yeah.
But if I'm hopeful now. Maybe when the numbers come in on that 6th or 7th week, that's when they're going to look back and go, "Hey, there's been a surge. These people. This is the type of show that people like to binge. So there's a place for that. So we'll hopefully we'll figure it out."
Oh gosh, they don't like move it to Disney Plus. I'm so mad.
That's inevitable. You're going to be able to catch the episodes on Disney Plus anyway because
it's true because
it's show. Because ABC is owned by Disney.
I mean, I guess that could also be an option if they're not going to put it on ABC. They could just
move it to Disney. Oh, you mean make it a Disney Plus strictly. It's funny. I talked about this last week. You can make a show. You can have a show that starts off on a streaming service for sale and then move it to a free network. But it's very hard to move it from free network to now you got to pay. It's like, what is this, cocaine? What is this? They give me the first sample for free.
They did that. They actually saved Lucifer that way, though. They canceled it on, I think it was Fox, right?
But then Netflix
picked it up. Yeah. That was a miracle.
Cancellation. It wasn't. No, I mean the scenario of Disney on ABC.
Oh, you mean Disney? Yeah.
Having season 1 for free on ABC, and then on season 2, it's like you can catch season 2 on Disney. That would make a lot of people upset. It would. You can't go from free to pay. You can go from pay to free.
Yeah.
Free to pay, unless it was a scenario like Lucifer where it was because it was canceled and then this other network brought it back. That's the only way you can justify that. But I hope I haven't put any bad ideas in some of those executives' heads. Like, we can get some money from these. Yeah.
Ooh, getting money. We have a small cult following here. We'll just take those. Put them on now we're going to make you pay for one more service.
All right. Oh God. Here we go. Yeah. And they're going to call it Plus. It's going to Yahoo Plus. Everything's Plus now. There's everything. But we'll see, guys. Let us know what you guys. I've already gone over time. I'm sorry if I kept you longer than you want to be, but I had a good time talking about this with you. And
we just like time got away. I didn't even paying attention to the time. But oh my God, we've been on for an hour. All right.
Before we sign off, let everybody know where they can find you on. Oh well, no, we can't sign off yet because there is a comment.
We have a comment.
A lot of people, so ATM said this show has moved so fast. Very interesting. You know what? Why am I reading it like this? Like I can't share it with you. ATM writes, this show has moved so fast. Very interested to see where the show is going to go after one season. That's what do you think about that? What are your speculations on where it could go after the first?
Yeah, if we get a second season, great. Let's just try and get a second season.
Let's get there first. All right, we can't get there first. We can't do an end zone dance until we cross the 50 and the 40 and the 30. Let's get there.
I really hope that the writers didn't just create this, oh, well, we're going to make this, but not have an end game in mind. So, because I know shows when they're written like that and they're making it up as they go along, that's where you have these underdeveloped storylines, a lot of unanswered questions. And then that's when you have extra stuff that you're like, they never explained that, did they? Nope. Right. And then you get really annoyed. But
or something worth like this. So we just mentioned a couple of times that this is very fast paced, just like 18 mentioned. Then all of a sudden in season 4, it's like, well, we've been doing it fast paced. Maybe for season 4, we slow everything down.
Yeah. Every episode is a butterfly episode.
Everybody, they're still at camp. Why can't you leave that campsite? I saw a shooting star today. That whole episode.
The whole episode is them chasing a butterfly. There's the butterfly.
We're gonna have to coin that. That's gonna be the new thing. The butterfly episode. That's instead of filler episode, it's a butterfly episode.
No, but I feel like that a series where you're kind of learning things when you put something in there intentionally and then it resurfaces like 2 seasons later. That's brilliant. Right. That's the type of writing I really like. And
it turns out in season 3 that butterfly had the answers all along.
There was a purpose for that. And like they did that. It was like that with Breaking Bad. They did it so well that there was never anything that went unexplained or without a specific purpose. They set the bar so high with that. Right. So it's kind of when you start seeing things where they don't explain things, or shows where they don't explain and then they end and you're like, wait a minute, they didn't talk. Well, what happened to this guy? What's up with the butterfly?
Exactly.
They never explained. Exactly. You start to get frustrated. But I like that they gave us answers pretty quickly, and they seem to be giving us answers quickly, even though they're raising new questions.
Because I feel like there's a million more things that we're not even aware of. That's happening.
I didn't think that we were gonna learn that Piper was android or whatever she is, and there might be a twist. It could be wrong. She could be a part human.
It could be, we still don't know if she was made for healing or for hurting.
No, but right away they kind of revealed what she was. Like within, I think, episode 3, they went and they were like, "Oh, this is what she is," and I'm like, "Wow, we thought we were going to spend the whole season trying to figure out what."
Chris was right, Jedi.
Yeah, exactly. We learned that Piper was a Jedi right away. We could have spent the whole season wondering and trying to solve the mystery of why she has these powers. So we actually got answers. It's pretty satisfying getting answers pretty quickly, because they legitimately could have spent the whole season doing that.
Oh, the A-Team was the one who mentioned the color blue.
Hey A-Team, thank you.
And I appreciate that. Yeah, and make sure you hit the like button on this one, guys, and everybody that's watching. We're gonna sign off soon, but yeah, I'm curious because I don't feel like anything's done by accident. Mentioning the color blue definitely probably has a serious meaning to it, and I guess we'll find out. But let's get to.
They're leading up to something with that.
Let's just get through the hurdle of this next season. Everybody's wondering about season 2. I guess we'll find out once the ratings and the dust settles and we figure out where everything's going to land. Will it go to a streaming service? Because that's just how the shows needs to be watched a bit. It has to be binged or something like that. Will it survive and stay on ABC, but just with less or fewer episodes? I feel like that. Me personally, I feel like that's the direction it should go. Let us know what you think.
It's good for prime time the way it's designed right now. So I don't.
It is. And Laurice, let us before I let you go, tell everybody where they can find you online. Since we did this on my channel, next time if we do this again, we'll do this on your channel. But where can we find you?
Yeah. Well, my YouTube is Super Improv Gal, and I have recaps of every episode for Emergence. I'll probably do one. I'll probably do like a little recap for this one too. And at Laurice F on Twitter, so you can find me there and tweet me and bother me. I'll answer your tweets.
Awesome.
You
guys heard it here first. Go to the Twitter account, subscribe, follow, and send her all kinds of questions for the show, all your thoughts. You can also do the same thing here on my channel at T3 Media's. I'm here on Facebook as well. Become a group member of the
Emergence
fan group. I'll put a link below in the description if I haven't done that already before, guys. And until next time, hey, I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate your time, Laurice. And until next time.
All right. Tell your friends about Emergence.
And we got to say the show season 2. Bye.
We'll be live tweeting next week, right? No live tweet?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do this. All right, guys.